Hey YouTube, so we are talking about how to share data with parents. So there's 5 strategies that I'm going to go through, but I first want to talk about why sharing data with parents is important because I think it's something that gets overlooked quite a bit. But sharing data with your parents, when you're sharing data in the first place, you're bragging in a positive way about your school and your school community and what you've accomplished. Well, what you do when you share that data with the parents is they inadvertently start bragging about your school to not only their peers but other people in the community, and of course they're saying these positive things about what's going on. But then it also helps wrap them into the school community and for them to also know what's going on, so again, so they can share that information out. So again, we're going to go through 5 quick strategies of how to do this in the most beneficial way, so that you can continue to do it. All right. So the first the first strategy for sharing data with parents is to avoid educational jargon and abbreviations. So like if you have a state test, I know for a while ours was like NWEA. A parent is going to read that and not know what that is. So at least the first time that you put it into a publication or something that you send out with data, make sure that you write it all the way fully out so that they know what you're talking about. All right, so the second strategy for sharing data with parents is to provide definitions or the purpose of education tools. So kind of like I said earlier with the term formative assessment, a lot of people who aren't in education won't know what that is. So when you're including that into your data, just put a brief definition of what it is. A formative assessment is this, so that people are able to follow. The third strategy for sharing data with parents: keep it short and to the point. Um, they don't want to see a whole binder full of data. I mean, if so, then that's a meeting. But if you're trying to just quickly share what's going on in school, keep it short. Don't write a whole page, 2 page, 3 pages as too much. Just make it quick. And that kind of jumps into strategy number 4, which is to draw their attention. So use graphs, charts. These things automatically draw our eyes to them. So make it colorful. Like I said, make it engaging, okay? And then the last strategy for sharing data with parents is related back to their student. They want to know, what does this have to do with me, or what does this have to do with my student? So, telling them that, hey, because your student scored on this, it means that in the future it can affect your student in this way. You see what I mean? Everybody wants to know. It's like a psychological thing, but everybody wants to know what's in it for them. So you have to relate it back to their child or relate it back to them in some way. Because you as a parent did this, your child now understands their ABCs or whatever it may be. So again, those are your 5 quick ways for sharing data with parents. And it's not something that you have to wait until the end of the school year to do. You could do it all throughout the school year. Just make sure that you're looking at kind of data points or when you're going to get data, and then be intentional about sharing that information with them. All right, until next time.